So the power's out, you need emergency lighting, you want to light up your living room quickly in an emergency. I found something I think you're going to really like, and it's by a company we're already familiar with. This is the MPOWERD Luci string lights. Alright everybody, welcome back. So I'm finally starting to feel back to my old self again. Don't mind the last few videos. I could tell I was kind of like, okay, and this is the product, and I felt horrible. Anyway, I'm feeling a whole lot better, and today I thought it would be a good time to show you this. This is something I discovered from MPOWERD. They are the same company as Luci, and you guys might remember the Luci lights like these. You push the button, and you get a nice little focused light in one place. And it's a decent little system. However, inside a tent, these are awesome. To light up a whole living room, maybe not so much. And for those of us who don't want to lug around a bunch of emergency lighting, during a disaster, you don't want to roll out a bunch of extra stuff and everything, something like this really, really comes in handy. It's almost better than buying some cheap little battery-operated white Christmas lights. I do have one set left of those, and they do work well, but what I like about this is it distributes the light more evenly because you have little lights inside of this on a string. Now these do put out a good bit of light. They're much brighter than a single Luci lantern, and again, probably because they're more dispersed. You can stretch these out as long or short as you want. The entire cord inside here, we'll show you that in a second. It's on this shock cord here. It's on the inside. The entire cord there is 18 feet with lights on it. And it runs for 20 hours on a single charge. Now, here's the interesting thing. They say the collective light in this is 100 lumens. That doesn't sound like a lot, does it? But because there are all these little individual lights along the way, it really does distribute it and seems very, very bright. Actually, brighter than this. So, let's take a look at the inside and see what's in there. Alright, so, basically, if you're going to want to turn this on, this does have the solar panel up top. Okay? And you do have a little... I don't know what these are. I would say this is more like a shock cord, but they don't really bounce. It's a nylon braided cord. Now, the wiring in here is also the same material, so it's a very well-made kind of product. You're going to swing it open like that and pop it open, and there are all your lights inside. Now, it does take a while to get to the first light as you're unraveling it. There you go. So there's your first light right there inside that cord. Another nice thing here is you've got this little hook on the end, so you can pretty much hook that on anything you want in your living room or area where you're going to be working. I like the fact that I can put these up on, say, pot shelves or whatever when the power's out, and the minute I need them, I can just click it on and it's good to go. Another bonus with these, as opposed to these, is these can only charge in the sun. The only way to charge these up is with solar, and it takes quite a while. They're great lights, but it takes a while. These can be charged from the side here. They also can charge your phone as well. So this is your charge input, and over there is a way to charge, they'll use this as a power bank. Now it's not a huge power bank, but definitely works pretty well. Now if you're going to recharge this via solar, they say it'll take about 16 hours of direct sunlight, so figure 2 days of direct sunlight. If you're going to charge this via a USB charger, 6 to 8 hours. This came three dots, and I got it up to 5 dots in about an hour. There's the light there, see? Don't discount that light either. It's very, very bright. You'd be shocked at how bright that is. That's kind of a handy little way to light up your way when you're walking around, and then you can go to the next level and turn on the other lights. So here they are inside, and you can see we'll unravel these in a second. Okay, that's low, medium, and high. And what I'm going to do here is we're going to turn off all the lights out here, and I'm going to hang these up on my light bar atop here, and we're going to see how much light this gives off for, say, if I'm doing work out here during a power outage. But that's how that works. If you want to check the levels of your battery, you'll notice there's another button here with a battery on it. You just hit that, and you'll see we are full. So it's definitely cool, and when it's charging, you will see that move. It'll show you that it's charging up. So that's a very handy feature to be able to charge this with the USB and not just by solar, because that takes quite a while to get charged up from solar. Now, one of the cool things about this is it's so darn lightweight and easy to carry. It collapses down to about 2 inches in thickness, and weighs about 11.3 ounces. So this is even good for, say, if you're backpacking and you set up your tent area and you want a little bit of light inside and outside of your tent, perhaps. You run a little bit inside and run a little bit outside so you can kind of see what's going on in the area. Very handy for that, but I'm looking at this more for an emergency use when the power's out. This will run a good long time. 20 hours at 100 lumens is definitely a decent long-running light. Let me get this thing unraveled. We'll do a little bit more unraveling here to show you. It isn't difficult to put back on. I thought it would be a little bit difficult at first. You know, when I was doing it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be a pain in the neck. I have to make sure everything's tucked in. But no, it isn't really difficult. So there you go. Now you will have a notch here. You'll be able to choose how much you want out of it. Let's use the whole thing on this. I'm going to just kind of put this here and close it down and lock it up. And let me disperse this up here on my lighting above. And let's see how bright it is with all the lights off. All right, there are absolutely no other lights on out here. And that is, of course, my work desk. And what I've done with the lights is just wrap them around my light bar up there and just roll them over. And there you go. As you can see, it does have a nice soft white glow. It's not a harsh white LED. I'm going to give you a quick look at it up top there. And you can see where it comes down into the product and goes back up there all the way across and back down the other side. So it definitely works well. It's definitely bright. I could easily work on stuff with that light right there. No problems at all. That would be very, very simple to work on any kind of stuff that I'm working on there. Even maybe shoot a video by it if the power was out. It's not super bright, but it would definitely work. So let's move up a little closer and see how it looks right under it. All right, once again, just the lights alone. They are on high, and you see, it's really not that bad. I mean, you know, it's a little grainy here. You can tell the camera's struggling a little bit with the light, but not that bad at all. Let's, I want to take them through there's just that light. There's your low, okay? You can see the light flickering. Medium, and then high. So that's a pretty decent amount of light for a little system like this, and very, very easy to deploy. I mean, these things, the cord itself is really built well, really sturdy and strong. Doesn't feel like it would tear. You know, I was worried about it when I saw it. I thought it was plastic, and sometimes plastic or rubberized stuff rips and pulls when you wrap it around stuff. This is awesome. So let's put all the lights back on, and I'll show you how to roll it up and give you some final details on it, tell you where you can pick one up. So a couple of things that I noticed. The nice part about this is when you pull it down, because of this nylon braided cord, it doesn't get tangled up. If this were, say, a rubberized or a plastic kind of coating, it would probably be a mess here right now, and you'd have to untangle it and all. Another thing I noticed is that this, along the way, this has little clips built into it. So if you're using this inside somewhere and you want to clip that on to something, you have those little clips. They do move. You have about 3 or 4 of them on all together. So to put this all back together and pack it up, really, really simple. Again, you're going to turn and open. It is spring-loaded, and you're just going to fold it up. This thing is kind of annoying. It gets in the way a little bit, so I'm going to put that there. It always gets in the way. I wrapped the whole thing with it buried underneath it the first time, and I was like, oh, man. Oh, look, actually, a little tangle. Not bad. I'm going to put this on the ground so you can see. So it's really not difficult to use and to put away. The nice part about it, too, is these are spaced far enough apart, the lights, so that they're not doubling up. When you go to put the light down, it's nowhere near another light, and it doesn't double up. So that's kind of nice, too. See how you get the distance in there? So you're not having to put it together with a weird kind of way to make sure you don't put too many lights in one place, and then you can't close it. So I definitely like it. You know, I love the little Luci blow-up lights, but this takes things to a whole new level to be able to do that. That's just awesome. All right, close it back up. There you go. Look, get in there. And there you go, all closed up. You want to check your battery, see how your battery's doing. Again, you hit the battery button. There we are, still 4 bars, 4 dots, and there you go, all set. So I think it's a good value. It's not as inexpensive as I would have liked. That's one thing I will say about it. I thought this was going to be maybe a $25, $30 item, right? Well, it's $44.95. So it's not cheap, but I would think, you know, if you live in a small apartment where you can't store a bunch of emergency lighting and a ton of flashlights and all that, having 2 of these put away somewhere, the minute the power goes out, you pull them out and you're ready to go. You really can't beat that. That's pretty cool. I would even say toss in one of these too. These would be handy in, say, a bathroom or something, you know. They'll run a good long time too, but the problem is, when they go out, you have to take that and put it outside and let it sit there. The last time I charged this was about a month ago. I took it outside and I put it in my garden, just on the other side of this wall here. And it took all day to get topped off. And, you know, that takes a while, so it's not as convenient. I do like the fact that I can charge this up with the USB. It does come with a cord. I don't know where my cord went. There it is. So it does come with a cord right here. Very, very typical USB cord. It's a regular USB. It's not a USB-C. And you just get that plugged in there, so you can use an adapter, plug it into the wall, and you're good to go. Like I said, it came about 2 bars when I got it, and I charged it up to 4 bars in about an hour, hour and a half this morning before I shot the video. First thing I did was come out and top it off to make sure it was full. So you can see, it's got a really, really nice warm light to it. It's definitely bright enough for you to function by. If I had to be out here and cook and do a video maybe or something, you'd be able to see everything clear as day. It's not that bad. And it does distribute the light a little bit better than, say, a single light coming down on you. It just kind of spreads it out nice and wide. So you definitely get a better, wider array of light. Another nice feature is the solar panel. You know, if you don't have a way to charge this up, if it is a power outage and you don't have a power bank or a power brick or whatever, you do have a pretty decent sized solar panel on there. And, you know, that will get the job done. And you can even hang this in a window with a sun-facing window and just let it charge up. So I'm impressed with it. I'm definitely liking it. I think it's definitely a handy thing. I think for emergency preparedness, something like this is awesome. You just pop it out when you need it, roll it back away when you're done, charge it up, and it's ready for the next emergency. And 20 hours is a good thing. That would really impress me about it, is the 20 hours. I run this dead and I forget how long, but it wasn't 20 hours. This is definitely got an advantage there. And you got the ability, again, it's not going to charge your phone to the top, but it will be able to give some devices a charge. And, you know, that will take away from the battery life, but it will also be able to charge devices that you may need charged. So it's not only a power bank, it's emergency lighting. I really like it. It's the Luci string lights by MPOWERD, same as the company that makes these. Like I said, they run $44.95. You can check them out below. I will put a link to them if you're interested. That is a little bit on the expensive side for what it is, but I think for something like this, even if you just have one and you hang it up in your living room after a power outage, I mean, I could put this around my fan in my living room, you know, just put the ladder up there and get my fan and put it around my fan blades, and that thing would be awesome. It would light the whole room up. So I think it's worthwhile, and really not something that I would say is ridiculously expensive. So, like I said, link will be down below if you're interested in picking one up. Don't forget to check out our Amazon store down below as well. I have everything that I review from Amazon in that store, so if I forget a spec or I forget the weight of something or whatever, you can go there and check it out. Don't forget our freeze-dried wholesalers link. He is pumping out the food for you guys. You guys broke a record last month. You just click that link. All you got to do, click it. You'll save 15%, get whatever you need, 25-year shelf life. He's got more stuff that's freeze-dried than I've ever seen before. So he's got a definite nice wide variety of freeze-dried food. We have our My Patriot Supply link. I told you yesterday about the deals they're having. They're having the $50 off and the $200 off on the 4-week supply. So check them out. That's a really, really good deal if you're interested in getting started. And you have nothing and you want to start doing it that way. That's an awesome way to get going. And our Thrive Life food. If you're interested in trying out some of the Thrive Life food, it's very clean, pure, good, nutritious food, and it has a nice long shelf life. It's all freeze-dried, and it'll be there for you when you need it. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.